It's do or die, Joe.
All right. Hey, everybody. Here we go. The guide did nothing to ease anxieties during the walk from the airfield. They didn't explain anything or answer questions. After holding their hand for a while, Mother Ann pulled Herb away while the rest of the away team moved in formation. Herb didn't like this, made them seem like a commando group, some violent thugs about to loot and gas their way through this peaceful outpost. What are we, cops now, walking with our dicks out? Herb said, pulling away from Mother Ann. Doral lowered their mag bolt first. The others followed one by one. Slowly letting their guards down, they passed ancient wrecks of military vehicles. Easy Jim kept his bolt up the longest, peering into windows, telling everyone what they're passing up. Bedell would love to get his hands on some of this shit out here, he said, goading the others. Radio equipment, imaging screens, everything's just left. Maybe don't case the spot while we're surrounded, EJ, said Astrid. Maybe they don't need it, said Herb. The airfield was dusty and ominous, but after several minutes of calm walking, the group had almost completely given up their paranoia. It was as if the humming and flutes were vibrating their brains into calm. The further they walk, the louder the flutes become. The guide brings them to the edge of a concrete structure, low to the ground, not even as tall as the door to enter. As they approach, another basket-headed stranger opens the door from the inside. They stand to the side of the opened door and bow. Their guide enters first, descending stairs from the threshold. Humming pours out of the door like a rush of water. Overwhelmed, Mother Ann puts a hand over her ear and taps some buttons on her belt, turning down outside noise. Others in the group follow suit. Herb does not. They are the first to follow the guide. At first, Herb's body starts to itch as the hair on their arms stands and rubs against tight fabric. Dead skin and then live skin vibrates into a dust storm under their clothes. The deeper they go, the itching turns to warmth, then numb as the sheer force of resonance dissolves their bones and turns their guts into golden light. Herb sees a flash of bright, then they fall forward into it. Their skin peels away in colored layers. They are a rainbow, they are everything. They cease to perceive. A dark spot forms at the center of their being. They can see their being. They cannot see. They are being cleared of the self. They are not. Easy Jim wraps arms around Herb, pulling them back. Hey, all right there? He shakes them, turning down the volume of the staircase for them. A bit loud down here, huh? The staircase opens to a massive underground chamber, a spent missile silo. The walls are covered with rows of seated baskets, all playing the same tone. Empty space is no more. Objects all fade into one another. Resonance shakes their eyes, their skulls, every molecule in their bodies. Herb collapses onto the railing, unable to breathe. They tear their mask down and slump against the wall. Their lungs are crushed by sound. Breathing becomes a reaction, shallow and slow. The guide kneels beside them and puts a hand on their chest. They mimic a rhythm, teaching Herb how to breathe. Herb smiles and leans their head back, tears streaming from their eyes. Hello? A voice breaks into the local group communications bandwidth. Hello, yes, can you hear us? Doral answers quickly. Yes, thank you, please follow. A click punctuates the end of transmission. The guide stands and turns away from Herb, waiting. EJ and Mother Ann lift them by their arms off the wall, helping them with their mask. Are you okay? Mother Ann asks. Please, no talking, the voice interrupts, clicking in and out. Mother Ann places her hand on either side of Herb's face and nods her question. Herb looks back through goggles, eyes red and unfocused. They nod back. Mother Ann bows her forehead to Herb's and pats the back of their head. The sound melts them together, 3 inches into each other's skulls. She pulls back and the group follows the guide forward and down in a spiraling descent along the walls of the silo. Several levels down, the guide turns right under an archway into the wall. The railings shake. The rattle of metal against concrete is lost in the hum. They feel it through their feet and hands, less and less as they travel further from the resonance chamber. The path inward enters at a wall. The guide turns left and waits at a door with a red light. It turns green and opens. The guide enters. The away team follows. Once they have all entered, the door closes automatically. The sound of the resonance chamber is sucked out of the room with a hiss and a click. The door seal whines with air pressure. The away team swallows the change, and their ears pop. The room is large in comparison to the common spaces in the Orwell. Spiked sound padding is on every wall, and the floor seems springy and insulated with rubber padding. On an opposite wall, someone sits with crossed legs alone, leaning into the padding. The near wall has several people sitting against it, some with baskets, others without. The guide walks down the room and sits at the end of the line. "Come and sit," the voice in their head clicks on. "It's safe to breathe here. You're welcome to rest before joining the others. Ask questions. We are all here to be." The group sits along the near wall, some more comfortably than others. Easy Jim unlaces his boots and peels off his mask quickly, leaning back against the wall. Herb follows, smiling. Doral and Astrid and Mother Ann leave their boots on, but take off their masks and ear guards. The hum of the resonance chamber hasn't left, but it doesn't oppress here. It doesn't peel them away in rainbowed layers. "Hello," Herb starts. "We followed the sound here. Are you the one speaking to us?" The figure on the opposite wall does not move. "The Master transitioned not too long ago. They remain with us until the cycle begins anew." The voice in their head clicks on over the speaker system. "Hello, my friend." Next to Herb, a man reaches his hand out. Balding and dark-skinned, his eyes are calm and his skin creased with worry lines. He's wearing what used to be a white coat with buttons and a collar. "My companion wants to meet you." The man leans back to reveal the shrouded figure next to them on the wall. The light from a blue LED ring shows through the fold of their shawl. The graspers of a simple mechanical arm poke out and delicately pull back fabric to reveal their face. A smooth, malleable plastic faceplate exhibits human features over a clear glass skull. Inside, wires and circuits blink. Their eyes twinkle with morning blue. They smile at Herb, reaching their hand out and hovering. Herb takes one of their 3 fingers. It's hard and smooth, creaking with every slight movement. Herb smiles back at them. The blue-eyed robot opens their mouth. "Error message," they say, as shades of blue cycle rapidly through their eyes. To be continued.
Yo!
Yo.
CRABZ.